useState is the core hook in React that lets you add state to functional components. Before hooks, we needed class components to manage data that changes, like a counter or form input. With useState, we can do it all in functions. Think of it as a box for your data and a key to update it. useState returns an array with two elements, the current state and a function to update it. We name them, say, state and setState using destructuring. In programming, this is called a tuple, a pair of values. The first is what we read, the second is what we control. That's how React knows when to re-render the component. To understand why we need useState, let's look at a counter. In plain JavaScript, we update a variable and refresh the DOM. But in React, every render is a fresh function call. If we use letCount equals 0, it resets to 0 on every render. Click the button, nothing changes because React doesn't track it. Here's how useState works in a counter. We import useState from React and call it with an initial value of 0. That's our starting state. We get count, the current value, and setCount, the updater function. Clicking the button calls setCount, count plus 1, incrementing count. React detects the change and re-renders with the new number. But what if the initial value requires heavy computation? We pass a function to useState. In this example, we sum numbers from 0 to 1,000,000, a slow task. Without a function, this would rerun on every render, slowing things down. With a function, it runs only once on mount. Check the console. After that, we can update the state normally. And one last thing about useState. If you want to make sure that you use the most recent value of your state, use the callback function with previous state value in params. This matters when React batches updates. It ensures we work with the most current state, avoiding errors.